I've never had this much trouble catching a trained pig. I'm Rob from Dowdle Family Farms, and yesterday afternoon I recorded a video introduction that was going to show you how to move a sow and her nest of piglets to a new area. Right over here across that ditch to my left, I've got a sow with a nest of piglets. She disappeared Thursday evening. I could not find her. And Friday, one of my neighbors told me that they saw the pig on their place. I never saw the pig over there, but I had a feeling that she had had a nest of babies, went over there to his place to grab some feed, and then came back over to her nest of babies. Friday and Saturday, I spent several hours with 2 or 3 different people walking this property and my neighbor's property looking for the pig, and I never found her. Monday afternoon, I called looking for her, and she finally came up to the pen where I was going to trap her. I put her in the pen, locked her up, and then followed where she came from looking for her nest of babies, never could find them. So Monday evening, I turned her back loose and followed her to the nest of babies that's right over my left shoulder here. Yesterday, Tuesday, I recorded the video introduction and started calling her to come up. I fed her too much Monday. She wasn't hungry enough to come up to the pen Tuesday for me to trap her and to move her piglets. Well, this morning I got 5 or 6 text messages. I even had 911 dispatch call me saying that I had a pig out on the road right over here. Sure enough, she was there. She went back to the Connors to eat some more feed and came back. So when I was here at 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning, she was back on the nest, but she was not willing to follow me for feed. So I grabbed Rick's livestock trailer, I've got it on the tractor, and I'm going to feed her next to the pen with some milk. I'm hoping that I'll be able to catch her into the livestock trailer, take her up, put her into the pen, come back and get her piglets. If I cannot, then my next plan is to put the piglets in the front of the livestock trailer and hope that I can get her to come up to them and then trap her in there and put her in the pen. And if I can't do that, I'm either going to have to cull her and raise the babies or something else. If you're interested in seeing how I had planned on trapping the pig, I'll roll some of that footage at the end of this video, if for no other reason than you can get a laugh watching me make a fool out of myself and how I had planned on catching the pig initially. I don't know if you can tell, but I called her and called her and called her, and she did not come. She was just assuming that I had the regular feed. But once she smelled that milk, she started following me with the bucket of feed. It's always good to train your pigs to jump into a trailer. It makes it so much easier.
So now that you've seen the chaos of what's unfolded, we go to the original question. How do you catch a sow and her piglets and move them safely? Well, to do this, you catch the sow first, whether you call her and put her in the pen, or if you have to, like I did this time, try to lure her into a livestock trailer, and then you just go and catch the piglets and move them. I'm just catching them. You can see them running around a little bit as I'm trying to catch them, and all I'm doing is putting them in this bucket and taking them to the livestock trailer with their mother. I won't put them together yet because when I get up to the pen, I'm going to go on and worm the piglets and go on and castrate the males. So this is how we move a nest of piglets. First, we get the sow and we move her in whatever way we need to, and then we move the piglets. While we have the piglets separated from the sow, we go on and give them the shots that they need, and we go on and castrate them if we're going to. One piece of advice, while you're doing that, working the piglets, when you pick them up, they're going to be screaming. It's not because they're hurting, they just don't like being picked up. So if you're going to do that, it's best to move them away from the sow while you're doing that so that the sow and the piglets don't get more upset than needed. I hope you enjoyed this video. Things don't always work out the way you expect, but sometimes you got to roll with it. Stay tuned for the bloopers now.
How do you move a sow and her nest of piglets without the sow tearing you up? I'm Rob from Dowdle Family Farms, and over the last 2 years, since we've been farrowing pigs on our farm, we've had 5 or 6 times where we've needed to move the nest of piglets from where the sow had farrowed. The reasons you may need to do this vary pretty wildly. In this instance, the sow was down in the bottom near the creek, which is normally not that big of a deal. But on this occasion, we have cows out here, and the sow, when she's in milk, needs a world of a lot of nutrition. Normally I would just go out near the nest and leave a source of feed for her to eat whenever she wants to. But in this circumstance, we have cows out here on the farm, and the cows will eat the feed and she won't get to eat as much as she needs. So in order to give her the nutrition that she needs, I'm going to move her up to a paddock at the barn where she will have some fresh hay to make a nest out of, and she'll also be able to get as much feed as she wants to and as she needs to provide the nutrition she needs for her litter of piglets.
At this point, I'd planned on having a video of her coming through that patch of grass there behind me and then saying it's good to have a call that carries when you're calling your livestock, something that carries a long, great distance. However, she did not come, and at that point I realized I had a very different problem. Anyway, the expression on my face here is hilarious. Sometimes things don't always work out the way you want them to. It's Rob from Dowdle Family Farms. Hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.